Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak and the Bag Show for Tuesday afternoon, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, May 8th. Once again, thanks for tuning in. In yesterday's 6 o'clock show, we did have technical issues with the internet, and I've talked about how, in the rainy season in Costa Rica, all the years I've been here doing videos, there are internet issues in the afternoon during the rainy season. So we hope that doesn't happen, but it might be a problem that we'll run into this season, and hopefully it won't happen today. And yesterday was a complete shit show. Kind of funny, probably in some way or the other, right, Jim?
Not good fun.
Some positive, no, not good fun. No, that's right. It was crazy and funny yesterday. And for those of you thinking, well, maybe it was crazy and funny in a good way. No, it was crazy and funny in a bad way yesterday.
It wasn't our best work, but we'll make up for it right here,
absolutely.
right now.
We'll soldier through it. All I'm trying to say is that this is a technical issue that I personally am anticipating in the afternoon shows during the rainy season, and hopefully that will not happen today, and we'll just take it one day at a time and one 10-minute segment at a time, right, Jim?
Absolutely. Already, Twatty, loving your style with the blazer.
Yes, thank you so much. I decided to put it on. You know what I mean? I guess I should be thankful that no matter so far in life, no matter what happens to me, I always just look cool on camera. It's amazing, Jim, right?
You just look cool,
and that's something to be thankful for right there. That's something to be thankful for right there. Other things to be thankful for are Jim and my NHL record overall in this season. Both of us up over 20 units. No NHL records today. Two no NHL games today. Two very interesting NBA games, obviously, and a full slate of MLB cards. Jim, you just a full card of MLB games. Jimmy the Bag, you did start off with a loss in the. I can't say, it was a borderline play for me, and it just made me a little bit nervous when the line moved in Minnesota's favor. We do see that the opening line was around plus 175 for Minnesota, closed around plus 155, and you're still way up in baseball, though.
Everything is nice. Alferez hit with the Twins reverse line. Everything's going fine in baseball. That was a mistake. Ace put it really well. Mm-hmm. Ace said, Martinez is going to have his first start without his catcher, and it was a big deal. It was a big issue. Also, I'm having a difficult time because I liked Odorizzi to start the year, and I liked him more than you did, and then he started shitting the bed, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'm wrong with Odorizzi. So I'm having a difficult time figuring out Odorizzi. But you know what? Down a unit to start the day, but we'll get that.
And in the morning, someone said that the catcher. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. Did you mention the Molina thing? Yes. Was that it? Yeah. That stuff does matter. That stuff does matter. The other thing to keep in mind is that unless you're friggin' Corey Kluber or Max Scherzer or a few other guys, which Martinez we can't put in that category yet, you're gonna have an off start once. Martinez was just lights friggin' out for like 5 or 6 starts in a row.
6 starts, 3 runs total allowed.
Unfriggin' believable. So, it was one of those plays that on paper looked like a no-brainer. I did stay off it. Fading Homer Bailey in his last start was looked like a no-brainer, and I went on it, and I did it. Yeah. And so tonight, fading, what's that guy's name? Derek Holland looks and feels like a no-brainer, although we are seeing a slight market movement, very slight market movement in favor of San Francisco. In the morning show, I did give Philly -1. At that point, the money line, it was -185. Bet online now is down to -179. And I also gave the Philly first inning team total over at 2.5 plus 101. And Jim wound up taking that one as well. And the Philly run line at plus 126. Jimmy the Bag, this is the same type of game, almost the exact same profile, exact same line, exact same type of pitching matchup as the St. Louis game. We're on Philly here. You think we're going to be okay or what?
I think we're going to be okay, and I just realized now when I sent in my bets, I forgot to add in that team total over on the Phillies. I'm curious to see what Bet365 will give me right now.
I thought Bet365 doesn't have the first 5 innings. Let's see. At Pinnacle, we took it at 201 at plus 101, and now it is 2.5 minus 108. So the line has actually, weirdly, despite the fact that the line has moved slightly in San Francisco's favor, actually the run line has moved in Philly's favor, and the first 5 inning team total over has moved in Philly's favor as well. Because Jim, in the morning show, you took Philly on the run line, and you got plus 126, and now the best line, well, the Greek still has plus 125, but Pinnacle's down to plus 114. So clearly, some money coming in on the Philly run line, a little bit of money coming in on San Francisco on the big underdog line, and I guess I can understand understand both those. Does feel like a spot where if Philly wins, they very likely, it feels like San Francisco either wins this one outright or Philly wins by more than one.
I think Philly's going to take care of business here. Our man Josef Tucker's on his way to the Yankees game. I have a play on that game that I'm looking forward to give. Alferez leaning Yankees run line. Tomar says Philly doesn't hit great against lefties, but they have an on-base percentage of .340. They haven't been that bad, and Holland is shit. I'm on Philly run line, so we got Tomar running with us, which is a nice spot to be in. And TJ Lee says just watch an episode of Who is Jimmy the Bag on YouTube. It was hilarious. 2 thumbs up. Thank you, TJ Lee.
Awesome. Thank you, TJ Lee, and awesome Jimmy the Bag. I love this guy. Fucking love this guy. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I genuinely love Jimmy the Bag. I'm saying it with a funny face, but I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. I love this guy with all my heart.
That means the world to me. So I would like to add in a over on the Red Sox Yankees.
Okay.
I was able to get an 8 at a juiced line, and I'm hoping there's still 8s available.
Let's see. Yes, 8 minus 121 is the current line at Pinnacle.
Over 8 minus 121. I was waiting just to make sure that Mookie Betts would be in the lineup. Now that he is, I'm thankful.
Okay, let me find it. Over 8 minus 121. That's an interesting game. There was also, I noticed, a huge line move in favor of the Yankees. Opened around minus 180, now all the way up to minus 220, 230. So a massive line move favoring the Yankees.
Yes, I just think that the Yankees are a scary team, and they hit Pomeranz hard. Our man Walter Trotter saying, "I love you both too,
oh,
Pete.
Thank you so
guys
much.
Are the shit."
Walter Trotter the third. Shout out to Walter Trotter
Yeah,
the third. That's the guy who sometimes, apropos of nothing, just encourages everyone in all caps to hit the like button.
Yeah, he's just
God, I love Walter Trotter the third, and it's a cool name, Walter Trotter the third.
Oh, I just we're hoping there's some more random people being picked and for IFBC this week. So keep a lookout on in your email, and for those of you who haven't signed up, please sign up for IFBC. It's going to be incredible, and I'm hoping to hang with Walter out there. But yeah, Pomeranz is has been touched all season, and Gardner 9 for 26, 346 against him. Gregorius 8 for 21, 381 batting average. Sanchez 389, 7 for 18, 18 at bats, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. So yeah, I agree. Our man Josef Tucker, who's on his way to the game, is on the Yankees team total over.
Okay, wow.
That might be a
no-brainer play.
Yeah, that might be a better play than the one I made. Now that I think about it,
Yankees team total just 4.5 minus 126 at Pinnacle.
I like that. Ace wanting to know how much I'm putting on Jose Urena tonight. Ace still loves Jose Urena, and I respect that. Ace, we gave you a shout out early. And Walter Trotter says, good shit, Jimmy. Boston is the play. So it's nice having both teams, and I guess I don't want to double up on the game. But Ace, we did give you a shout out. That was a very shrewd play, taking Minnesota team total over, believing that the loss of Molina was going to hurt Carlos Martinez. And
what a read. What a friggin' read. Well, yeah, I mean, in MLB, you forget that it is a game of inches, so a lot of times these low team totals and big underdogs can have some value. A lot of interesting stuff coming in. Another interesting line move. Don't know if you caught this one, but in the morning, I agreed, and someone else said, I forgot who it was, they were leaning Toronto as an underdog, and that line has moved about 10 cents in Toronto's favor. In the morning show, it was about plus 112 or so. Now the best line would be plus 103. So despite Paxton being legitimately awesome and coming off a ridiculous start, modest 10-cent line move in favor of Toronto, and I also have a lean to the under on that one.
I get it. I don't know if you heard, but Roberto Osuna is now gone.
Oh, okay.
Domestic.
Oh, yes, I did.
Charges.
Yeah, okay.
And that's a big loss. That's a big loss. Even though he was bad last year, he's still important to our bullpen, and that's a big loss. Paco Elias here, are you guys going to give out any more day passes? We there are going to be some day passes available. We're not sure how many at this point. We've given out a few to some of the people that live in Vegas, but we put a stop on that at this point. We're going to see, because a lot of the people who get invites, they have to do things to get the spot. It's not just you get the invite and you're in. You have to get a plane ticket and stuff like that. So we're gonna be figuring that out soon. Kevin K saying, "What, are you serious, Jim?" Yes. Osuna, not Achuna. No, not the kid. He's still a kid. Roberto Osuna, our closer
Yeah.
for the Jays, will be gone likely for a long time, and he should be anytime you're in a. I mean, I don't know what I shouldn't be.
Yeah,
the
right,
jury.
right,
I don't know what's going on, but not a good look and not a good situation for the team. So, but in saying that, I think you guys might be on the right side. And I'm looking forward to dive into that play a little more.
Leaning Toronto, leaning to the under. I did mention in the morning show that I was leaning Baltimore. I do remember that one person in particular, Mr. Gokster99, says loves Baltimore tonight. Other people, though, saying that for very understandable reasons that Baltimore is just horrible. One guy, I don't know if it's actually true or not, or if he was just making a joke, but he said that the entire Baltimore team has a lower win above the replacement than Mike Trout. And, the point well taken. So now you have Baltimore as a big favorite here. I'm still thinking about putting Baltimore on there as a big favorite, although this line just reminds me of just like the Penguins line. It was just too big of a favorite line, probably. I don't know. I still am okay with my Penguins loss on that one. I had a winning day yesterday anyway in NHL, but I'm definitely leaning Baltimore, leaning towards a bounce back spot for Bundy, and leaning for Duffy to continue to struggle a little bit, despite the fact that he's supposedly making some adjustments to his mechanics, pitching out of the stretch, which has been known to help people at times in the very short term. Even Strasburg did that once, I remember.
Yes, absolutely. The small adjustments I don't mind. When the adjustments get bigger, there's a problem.
All right,
I'm on the over 8.5. Did that line change moving to my favor?
Let's check. KC Baltimore. Yes, it did. Well, yes, it did a little bit. You got it at 8.5, but you got it at
minus 102.
Yeah, it's now up to minus 118 would be the best line. So some clear line movement favor of the over. Tomarino Tomor also suggesting that despite Aaron Nola starting for Philly, that the over might be a good play in San Francisco, Philly, and that line has gotten moved, bounced up from 7.5 to 8.5, and I might just throw on the Philly team total over here, similar to my fade of I tried to. I know I keep harping back to my Mets team total overs, but I'm so proud of the fact that I didn't allow myself to overthink it, and I did wind up giving both the first 5 innings team total and the full game team total over. Nice 2-unit stack there. Fade, no, not overthinking it. You know what I mean?
No, it was a smart move, and the only good thing I was thinking that Bailey might be in a better spot than Conlon, and I'm thankful I just stayed off that game. So Mitchell Chagas, I'm staying on this now. He says about that Jays play. He says, "Are we not taking into account Osuna? That's a huge morale downer."
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I was leaning, and the total is now up to 8.5. It was 8 earlier. It's now up to 8.5. Maybe the first 5 innings under. I'm just expecting. I don't know. I'm expecting a better start from Stroman here. Paxton coming off an awesome start, now going on the road, might be a little bit of a down spot for him.
And we know that he kind of gets a little overexcited pitching in his home country because a lot of fans will be out tonight, even though it's he's a BC boy, so it's far. Ontario's pretty far away, but still he's not fared well there. I'm gonna stay off this game. I do agree with Mitchell that there's things going on outside of baseball that aren't good.
Yeah,
But I do agree with you guys that Stroman will pitch better. I'm thankful to be off that game. I do have plays to add.
All right, let's hear your plays, Jim.
First off, let me tell you the play I like the most. And for that, I have to go all the way down to the bottom because it's a West Coast game. I am taking the over in Diamondbacks at Dodgers. Another 7 that I love taking and hammering. Oh, Nostra Toda is on the Jays money line, though, if that always gives you more confidence.
Yeah.
And Brent Brooks saying, I feel like if I could hang with Pete and Jim, that Jim and I would get along like old friends, but I would be starstruck with Loshak.
Oh, no, you
Pete
would not.
Badass.
It'd probably surprise you a little bit. Might be some surprises in store if you spent a few hours with the Brooksy, and maybe someday it'll happen. I'm just saying, expect the fucking unexpected when you hang out with me, all right, pal?
Twatty says I love Pete, too.
Thank you so much, Twatty.
Yes, I'm on the over here. I don't trust either of those pitchers. You're going to give me a 7. I'm going to jump all over it. Game time temp 71, win non-issue, very soft. Diamondbacks are playing great. Obviously, best record in the National League. Not lost a series all season. Lead DNL in pitching at 3.05 with their ERA. Their relievers lead all of baseball with a 2.19 ERA. Boxberger looks good. I'm waiting for that to stop. He's looked awesome, and I just don't think he is an elite closer, although he's pitching like one. Diamondbacks 7-3 against the Dodgers this season, including 2-1 at Dodger Stadium, coming off a 4-7 road trip. Before they left, they had Seager, Kershaw, Ryu, and Puig all in the lineup. They're now all on the disabled list. Godley, 3.41 ERA, but 1.40 whip. He's not looked as good this year as he looked last year. Gave up 6 runs while walking 6 at Dodger Stadium on April 15th. That's one of his 2 defeats this year. Although he's pitched well against the Dodgers overall with 3.50 ERA. Hill, 6 ERA, 1.60 whip. He's not looked good. Now he's coming back off the DL. He had the cracked fingernail. He always has issues with his fingers. I love getting a 7 here, and I'm going to jump all over it. Hill has won once. He's 1-6 with a 5.50 ERA against the Diamondbacks. I love it, and I'm going to take it.
All right, we can give you over 7 minus 105. Some interesting stuff coming in. Dom Ricci says, I'm on Toronto money line. Stroman has pitched okay. If you look at his box scores, he's had some bad luck. Seattle 1-6 against the AL East, and basically Jimmy and I agree with Stroman. Not necessarily that he's going to be lights out going forward, but better. Going forward, Jimmy and I and Dom Ricci all agreeing on this one.
But Sports Betting and Poker says, hey, Jimmy, only 1 game for each team's last 5 has gone over 7. I just feel like this is a good spot for it. I just feel like it's a good spot for it. I understand that these teams are trending under. I just don't trust either of these pitchers. And to get a 7 when you don't trust either of them is something I just jump on immediately. And just before we move any further, our man whom we love, Elio Rodriguez says, Jimmy, give my friend from Spain, Sandro, a shout out. Sitting here having a beer, watching the show.
If Elio Rodriguez requests a shout out, we stop the show, we give the shout out, then we continue the show. Huge shout out to Elio Rodriguez's friend Sandro from Spain. Huge shout out to Elio Rodriguez's friend Sandro from Spain. Sitting here having a beer, watching the show. We love your friend Elio Rodriguez. Probably we would love you too, Sandro.
I'm imagining we would. And yes, I like this over 7 very much, and I'm very curious to see what line I'd get. I got a fine line when I put it in with Bet365, but I bet you we can do better line shopping.
What?
Arizona at Dodgers.
Yeah, over 7 minus 105 at Pinnacle.
So it's 5 cents better than the one I got, and I will take it.
All right, over 7 minus 105 Pinnacle. I am doing a little bit of procrastinating here because, Jim, I want to fade Vargas. Obviously, he's going to have better starts coming up in the future. You know, he's not always going to go out there and throw 3 innings and gives up 5 runs. I want to fade Vargas here. I talked about it in the morning show. Jim did already take Cincinnati on the first 5 innings minus a half at minus 105. I don't know what to do here. I'd be leaning over. I'd be leaning first 5 innings over. I'd be leaning Cincinnati first 5 innings and full game team total over. And I'd be leaning Mets second half after the first 5 innings are over for the Mets to have an advantage. Can you help me here? Help me out here.
I can tell you exactly what I did. I couldn't get the run line on the first 5 with my book. Because of that, if I wanted to take it, I would have had to take the Reds first 5 at minus 155.
Yep.
And that's a no-go, so I made no bet. I have the official pick here as we can line shop with all the great books available, SBR odds, and which I need to do. I need to have all these accounts if I'm going to be a better gambler. But in saying all that, it didn't make sense for me to make the bet, so I didn't make it.
All right. Cincinnati first 5 innings team total over and maybe the full game team total overs. Those are no-brainers. Is this the same thing as Homer Bailey team total overs where, like, if I don't make the play, it's probably going to cash, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow and feel annoyed at myself for not having balls?
I think so. The ball flies at Great American Ballpark. The Reds are hitting 250 with a 752 OPS. But in saying that, I didn't make the bet.
Right.
I mean, what bet? Like, the only bet to make is the over, and I'm the one saying I believe in Castillo. So the only thing I could do is take the Reds team total over. And what would I get there?
You get 2.5 on the first 5, 4.5 on the full game.
So I can't get the 2.5 of my book, so I would like to make a play that I can bet. And what's the full game?
Full game actually is 5 at an underdog line at Pinnacle. I'm sure that there's some 4.5s available. Let me just quickly check Heritage here. All right, I'm going to do it because if it cashes and it doesn't, I'm going to be annoyed, and we're going to try not to do that this year in an MLB. Have no balls and then whine about it if it cashes. So I'm going to take that one. Cincinnati first 5 innings team total over 2.5, and that line will be right now. I will give myself. Let me just find it at Pinnacle. At Pinnacle minus 106. I mean, Vargas might have a better start here. Cincinnati, not the greatest lineup in the world, but I got to assume that he's gonna be vulnerable as he already has been.
Yeah, that makes sense. Native Queen, the Oracle has joined us. New York Mets, Cincinnati score in first, yes.
Okay.
And over hits, errors, and runs in the first inning. I get it. Yes, should I take the Reds team total over here, and I really think that I should. You said that there was a 5 with the dog line.
And a Pinnacle, and actually this line is headed up. In the morning show, it was definitely 4.5. That was one of my leans. I'm checking Bet365 right now. Cincinnati checking Bet365 right now, and it is 4.5 at Bet365 minus 130. I gotta do it. I gotta take it, Jim. I gotta take it.
I think it makes sense. I will take it as well.
Okay, 4.5 minus 130. Cincinnati team total over 4.5 minus 130. Jim is also taking Cincinnati team total over 4.5 minus 130. Although probably the over 5 at plus 113 at Pinnacle has more value.
113. That's a 43-cent bet.
Yeah, that's.
You're right.
I mean, it's probably 5 is the way to go here.
You're right. I'd much rather take a plus line. So I'm going to stop that right now and take the plus 5.
All right, I'll do that one with you. Jim and I are both taking the Cincinnati team total over 5 plus 113, and I'm throwing on the first half team total over 2.5 minus 106. And earlier today, Jim gave Cincinnati first 5 innings minus a half at minus 105, and it's just, if Vargas pitches a good game, tip your hat to him. Sure. If Vargas gets hit again, I will not be able to live with myself coming in here tomorrow having not cashed on those units.
You want to take that money if you feel like it's ground fruit. I get it. A lot of talk in the chat right now because the Dark Knight, the batted man, is on his way to Cincinnati Reds. Matt Harvey's a new member.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Matt Harvey might be. There might be some good fade spots with Matt Harvey coming up.
Absolutely, great chance. And just before we move further, we have a first time watcher straight out of Louisiana, #1 stunner with us. Can we give a big shout out to Carlos Smith? Joining us for the first time.
Shout out to Carlos Smith, #1 stunner. That's quite a claim. I'm initially skeptical. Let me see this comment. #1.
I think he could be a #1 stunner.
Is it possible we've got the #1 stunner here?
It's possible. It's very possible.
It's not he's like top 10 and maybe #8 and just exaggerating a little bit.
Straight out of Louisiana. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the comment here. Let me find it. I can't find the comment. Maybe it's just come in. What's the guy's name?
Carlos Smith.
Carlos Smith. Oh, there you go. Give my homeboy the #1 stunner a shout out. First time watcher from Ville Platte, Louisville. Okay, you get it. I'm a believer. He wouldn't come in here and lie like that.
Nobody
the #1 stunner. Shout out, first time watcher from Ville Platte, Louisiana. Shout out to Carlos Smith's homeboy.
And right above Carlos Smith is Trevor Holtz, plays of the night.
Oh shit. Tigers money line. Boston over 8. Jim has already gone on that. And Astros minus 1.5. Yeah, I took Houston on the second half last night, and I cashed with that one. And I'm thinking that Houston might once again be a play on the second half. Obviously, in retrospect, yesterday just taking Houston any which way was the winning play. Tonight, Manaea, I'm still a little bit scared of him. I feel like Houston is the right play here. Manaea might have a strong start, and I'm thinking that Houston on the second half might once again be a good play. I don't know if I want to push my luck. It's minus 140 as it was last night.
I'm extremely uncomfortable with this game, but I will, with pleasure, break it down. Nostra Toto's out of here, says, good luck to everyone. We love having you, Nostra Toto. You're a big asset to our show. And then JK says he's a #86 stunner, and Jake the Asshole, #17 stunner. Yes, I'm worried about these two pitchers, McCullers and Manaea. They're both pitching extremely well right now. We thought maybe Manaea would regress after that no-hitter. He hasn't really. Wind is blowing out to right center at 15 miles per hour. It's the only game where the wind is blowing out strong. When last seen in Oakland, Manaea threw a no-hitter. 26-year-old followed that up with another great outing. 1 unearned run, 4 hits over 7 innings over Houston. And then the very next night, McCullers shut out the A's over 7 innings, allowed only 2 hits. These are very dangerous hitters, very dangerous offenses. And I don't see an angle I'm comfortable with. Paco Schofield says Houston run line, Pete.
Yep. Tom Reno says, I see no way a mediocre pitcher dominates Houston twice in 2 weeks. That is true. Oakland saw McCullers recently, and he had a great start. McCullers pitching well. I'm not laying minus 144, but I lean Houston. Marco Lu, I like the Astros too.
Yeah, Marco Lu, liking the Astros too. Fred Flintstone's on the Pirates tonight. That was one of Trevor's plays that he really liked. And Triple Bean says, I agree. He won't dominate Houston, but Minaya is not mediocre by any stretch. And I agree with that. I think that was a little harsh by Tomor. To be honest with you, Tomor, before the season started, I thought Minaya was just a mediocre pitcher too. And you know who didn't and who was all over him was No Toda, and he turned and that was before. Now I see the no-hitter. Now I see him dominating great.
Yeah, but I believe in the beginning of the year, I also said that I was high on him as well.
You absolutely did. And so Juicy Toast says Oakland trending down. I'm still a believer in this Oakland A's team and still a believer in them at home. I'm thankful to be off of this game.
Mr. Gokster 99 likes Astros second half. I'm just a little bit concerned that they might just completely not show up here after that explosive win yesterday, but I will take them. I'm going to take Houston on the second half. It is a bit of a high line, minus 140, but I like Houston in this spot. I liked them yesterday, and I'm going to go to that well one more time. Houston second half, minus 140. Jim the bag.
I find this game very similar. Magsy asking question is over in KC and over in Yankees. Some of the plays you like best, and I like them both quite a bit. But I would say that I like the KC over better than just because I am concerned that Severino pitches well. I find that game we just broke down, Astros A's, very similar to Braves Rays. And it's amazing to say that, but these offenses are hitting enormously. Braves 296 with 831 OPS, Reds 276, 802 OPS, and that's against lefties. And so I'm very concerned. Two good pitchers.
I'm just spazzing out a little bit here because of this comment. Chi-Town sick with it. Chi-Town sick with it. Brendan Cummings, am I pronouncing that correctly? Says, great show, guys. You guys are the reason why I finally created a channel. Loshak in the bag rules. Man. That is from Chi-Town sick with it. Thank you so much. Chi-Town sick with it. Thank you so much, Jim. You understand why I would spaz out a little bit from that. All right, continue, please.
And I believe, is that Chi-Town? Is that because our boy from Kelly's Tavern was Chi-Town, but this must be a different
that's Chi-Town Beat Town. This is Chi-Town sick with it.
Oh, man.
Sick with it.
It is a pleasure to have you running with us. Welcome to the Low Bag family. I find the same sort of situation here. I think Newcomb's pitching much better. Blake Snell is pitching excellently. These are the top two teams in the league versus lefties. Can you believe that the Braves and the Rays are the top two teams in the league against lefties? Snell has a 2.55 ERA, 0.94 whip through 42 and a third, 45 Ks. Each of his last 5 starts, he's lasted at least 6 innings, allowing 2 runs or fewer. I find both these games very concerning, very difficult, and I'm off both.
Yeah, interesting. Juicy Toast. No one will be at the Oakland game tonight, same as Golden State. They're charging $40 to the park when game tickets are $40 to park when the game tickets are $6. Who's going to go? Wow. Interesting shit.
Yeah.
Parlay Pappy says Atlanta's Newcomb has given way too many walks. However, he seems to have regained control from his last start, giving out 1 instead of 3 to 4. We know Snell is a Cy Young candidate if he continues. Yeah, that is a tough one. Newcomb is just very frustrating because when his control is on, he's an elite starting pitcher, and you're going to cash with team total unders, and you're going to cash with betting on him. When his control is off, he's going to give up a couple runs here and there.
Yes, but as I think he's the people believing in Newcomb, I think maybe not now, but are still ahead of the market. I think he's a very good. I think he's a good up and coming pitcher with a high ceiling.
Yes. All right. There's a lot of leans, and I you know what? I'm torn, Jimmy the bag, because there's a lot of leans. I wanted to be cautious and maybe not give that many plays, but I feel like I'm liking my leans here. The line for Baltimore is coming back down, and you know what? I'm going to take a shot with Baltimore. I understand that that this is two shitty teams. But I like the spot for Bundy. I think he bounces back with a good spot. I'm sure that already the no Pete's don't do it's are coming in. I understand that. I don't even have to check the comments.
You think that Bundy's going to bounce back? There's nothing wrong with that. He was an ace until 2 starts ago.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore here. It's going to be at -1. It's going to be a very modest favorite line here. The money line part of this will be -152. I can feel the no Pete's don't do it's coming in.
They haven't been.
Not yet. And the Greek has +140 on the money on the run line. So that's -152 to +140, and that is a very, very small favorite line on Baltimore -1. Feel like it's a bounce back spot, and in retrospect, people might turn. Yeah, I mean, look what happened with the St. Louis game today. I think it's a good spot. I like the spot for Baltimore and for Bundy.
Yeah, I get it. Anna Marak, our friend Clint, says, Pete, I applaud your balls.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm trying to have some balls. You know, it's a fine line. It's a very fine line between balls, between having balls and no balls. Right,
You're
Jim?
right, yeah. And Mohammed Joma says Baltimore run line. D from Detroit says, I think we'll see lots of runs tonight, just like yesterday when every game went over but one. I'm not sure. There's only one game with the wind blowing out. Yesterday there was a lot of nice wind for offense. And Hako Schofield says, always love Pete's leans.
Yeah.
Barkerman's with me on the over 8.5. Mohamed Joma giving a score. Baltimore 9, KC 2. Tomore says, I think Baltimore hits KC, but Bundy has a history of struggling once he wears down. I don't trust him.
Yes, Bundy does have a history of struggling once he wears down. Is that tonight, though, or is this a bounce-back spot, and then the wear-down comes a little bit later on?
That's the question.
You know what I'm saying?
I still like the over 8.5. Marco Lutz says, Jimmy Padres, your live dog of the day.
Well, that line has gotten bet significantly down. It was plus 125 on the opener. Now it's all the way down to plus 106. And I'm a little bit concerned there because I took the first five innings over on that one. And I also took the Washington first 5 innings team total over at 2. Against Richard seemed like a good bet. And San Diego on the first 5 innings team total is just 1.5. That's giving Hellickson a lot of respect. That's borderline, Paxton / Kluber respect right there.
You know what? I agree with you. But before we move forward, Jake the Asshole says, I applaud your taint. And that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is that you've got a lot of people backing you here with that play. The Oracle, Native Queen says, with you, Pete, Baltimore, home teams rule. And then Philip Cantalone says, Baltimore and Bundy are deaf, do I'm with you, Pete. So it was quite the opposite. Almost no one said don't do it, Pete. Everybody likes it.
Now, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe this is getting to be one of these Boston Bruins / Pittsburgh Penguins type situations.
These are the right cappers to be with you. These are the right cappers, I think.
Antoine Seymour says, fuck it, Pete. Baltimore run line. Let's get it. Antoine Seymour. Let's get it, baby.
Yes, Arthur Meade Jr. joining us. Also, Travis Taylor, whom I love. We don't get enough of Travis Taylor. Great to have you joining us. So, Twatty Latte likes Washington, San Diego, first 5 over 4, just like you do. And when I broke this game down, I became uncomfortable with the play. Remember, I wrote it as a lean, and I wanted to look into it. I just don't trust these Nats against lefties, although they're hitting so much better. They're clearly hitting better, but this is Richard's career 3.67 ERA against Washington, his lowest against any team. He's made at least 8 starts against, 11 appearances versus them. Nationals are hitting just 228 against Richard in 49 innings, and they've shown no ability to hit lefties this year. So and the Padres earned run average of 5.33. Only team worse than that is the Reds. Richards looks bad all year. The Padres are 2-5 in his 7 starts, but I just don't feel comfortable with the Nats against lefties, even though they're showing more offense, and I'm staying off this game. So definitely not going against you, but staying off of it.
Yeah, and here we go. Tomino with that comment, and look at this. Here you go, Scotty Rock forever. I'm coming in here, rubbing that shite in tomorrow when my Giants win tonight. Believe that shit. Believe that shit. He's asking us to believe that the Giants are a good bet at plus 180 or wherever they are right now.
Are they at plus 180?
I mean, if you line shop around, you could probably get it. The best line right now for the Giants would be 173. 173. All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I like Nola here. I like the Giants as a team. I think they got a lot of clutch players on their team. But I don't want it.
Let's talk quickly about the Atlanta-Tampa Bay game. People have been talking about this. Someone was saying, did you know that Atlanta is the top team in the majors hitting lefties? Yes, I did. Yes, I did know. I don't know everything, but I did know that. And Tampa Bay is like number 3. Both these teams hit lefties.
They're the top
something like they're both killing lefties. And obviously Snell and Newcomb are both awesome. In general, I have to like Atlanta better as a team. I was thinking about Atlanta on the second half at minus 120. What do you think about that?
This reminds me of that Astros-A's game. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I can get an edge. And our man Travis Hayes says, Jimmy, much love, man. I don't bet much baseball, so I take it off. So I take the offseason to recharge NFL offseason. But I'll see you at IFBC, my man. Oh, that's wonderful news, Travis Taylor. We love you. I don't feel comfortable at all. I think that Newcomb is capable of pitching well. And both these pitchers are playing well, and both these offenses are hitting lefties extremely hard. But Parlay Poppy, contrarian. First 5 under is my personal play bet of the day in the Atlanta.
Is that contrarian? I mean,
I guess you're right. No, but I'm just these two offenses are hitting so hard against lefties, so in my head it's a contrarian.
All right, I'm throwing on Atlanta on the second half. Second half only, minus 120. We don't know what we're going to get from Newcomb. We also don't know necessarily what we're going to get from Snell, although Snell is very, very impressive. I'm going to take Atlanta. I like the Atlanta bats, and I'm going to take them second half, minus 120. That's another play.
Yeah, and Tomor coming in saying Newcomb has control issues frequently versus lefties. I lean Tampa Bay, but the price is too high. And our man Carlos with the cheesiest balls in the game says Snell. Fire. And Scotty Rock, man, more of it says, well, Giants whooping that ass tonight. They're going to whoop that trick.
Yeah, but he also clarified. He says, laughing my fucking ass off, Then he goes, you know I'm speaking from the fan heart here, Pete. Don't tail me, LOL. Okay, so just that he clarified, which is great. You know what I'm saying?
Whoop that trick, man. Dropping the winners of an Oscar. Winners of an Oscar.
Who are the winners of an Oscar?
The crew that put out Whoop That Trick.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, remember they beat Dolly Parton that year for the Oscar. Seriously says both bullpens are bad. Carlos Parage saying Seattle never faced Atlanta. A game I couldn't believe. Now, I think Nostratoda put it best when he said Mike Fiers is batting practice. As soon as he said that, Fiers got destroyed last start. And I agree with him. And he's got beaten up by Texas All-Star, but still, when I saw the 3-6 Mafia, Scotty Rock, Parlay Papa coming in.
3-6 Mafia.
Yeah,
they're wonderful. I love them.
Hey, they're better than Dolly Parton.
You can say that. You can say that again, Jim. You can say that again.
Yeah, man. That's why they took out Dolly Parton, man. And Sportsbook Review is the voice of Larry. Larry, who hit with the Denver USA under in Larry's Plays of Tomorrow.
3-6 Mop. They are just wonderful.
And you're ready?
I am.
Oh, nice. Larry's going to be here with us. So Larry's Plays of Tomorrow have been doing well. We're very proud, and that was a big win for him there. Under 5.5, Denmark, USA. Respect, Larry. We never know where his plays are going to come from. All over the world. He's a worldly man.
All right, I'm just scanning over the card to see if there's anything. One play that I did mention that we really haven't talked about, it is a Corey Kluber Day start. The line has gotten bet way down for Milwaukee. It opened, as you would expect, around minus 215 for Cleveland. Now all the way down to minus 155. So a massive move in favor of Milwaukee here. And I, on the overnight line, was thinking about a shot with the under. It was 8. There's still an 8 there. I think Kluber is going to be Kluber. Miley probably will have a decent enough day. I know Cleveland is having pen issues, but I like Milwaukee's pen. And I was thinking about an under here in the Milwaukee game.
I'm just how they have a 9.29 bullpen ERA in the Indians in the last 14 games.
Yes.
And I just can't trust them. You're right. Milwaukee's reliever second in baseball with a 2.59 ERA, but I just can't. I don't feel comfortable with this game. The only play I would make is I would take Brewers on the dog line, but I pretty much missed that chance.
Yeah.
J.K. Larry, do you like this name better? J.K. calls it Larry's Plays of the Future. I don't know. We'll talk. Might be beautiful. You like that Larry's Plays of the Future? You like that better than Larry's Plays of the Future?
It has a ring to it.
Larry's Plays of the Future.
Well, while you guys have been bullshitting back and forth, I made a handicapping decision.
Oh, okay. What was
I'm going to take the under in Cleveland, Milwaukee. I like Kluber. Miley, not so much, but Kluber might throw a shutout, and Miley will probably be okay. I like the Milwaukee bullpen, and I'm going to take it. I'm taking Cleveland, Milwaukee under 8 minus 102 is the current line at Pinnacle.
Under 8 minus 102. I will not be jumping with you on that. I do not. Wade Miley, he didn't just move leagues and become a stud.
Right.
But Kluber has had a very strange season so far. 0.78 whip, but he's allowed 8 home runs and 52 in the third. Yeah, obviously he's a great pitcher, but I just this is another game that makes me feel very uncomfortable. The only pitchers that the Indians have been hitting this year are lefties at 248 with a 727 OPS. But I will be cheering for you. I will be cheering for you.
Let me see. Okay. Jimmy the Bag. I'm just looking over games to make sure that there's no leans that I wanted to give because I'm feeling like an okay what the hell kind of a mood right now,
Sure.
and throwing on a lot of these plays. These are the leans that I was thinking about. Still got to be thinking about Yankees team total over. Jim, you already took the over on that one. Got to be thinking about Yankees team total over at just 4.5. Still thinking about the Toronto game under. Still thinking about the Toronto money line. Still thinking,
Eric Sniffen is with you on that under in the Indians Brewers.
Yeah, I'm on it. That's an official play. That is no longer a lean I'm thinking about. We were thinking about the under in the Pittsburgh White Sox game, and that line has gotten bet up. It's now not quite 9.5. Oh, yes, BetMania actually has a 9.5 now. Everywhere else has 9 juice to the over, but that line appears to be headed up. Houston on the second half. I converted that to an official pick. Washington, San Diego, very, very interesting. interesting. Thinking about the full game over on that one as well at 8 plus 100, but I guess I'll just hold off with the 2 plays that I do have. And I guess that's about it. So my strongest leans that I haven't given yet, Yankees team total over at just 4.5. Seattle, Toronto under, and Toronto on the money line. And I don't know. Maybe you want to spend a little time talking about Pittsburgh White Sox, Jimmy the Bag. You listened to a radio interview with Giolito. Were you impressed by what he had to say? Obviously, a young guy with live stuff has had some serious control issues, but Giolito, like so many other starting pitchers, if he can fix those control issues, will take a step and a half forward, right?
I really liked everything he said. It's important when a young pitcher like Finnegan. And this wasn't they were talking about Finnegan.
Mm-hmm.
The manager's talking about how emotional he is, and I was like, oh God, I don't like hearing that. Mm-hmm. But what I heard from Giolito is everything that you want to hear from a young pitcher who's struggling, and clearly he loves to be a part of this group. And I expect Giolito to pitch well. I really like that play that I'm on in the White Sox game, and it seemed like everybody was against that play, except for my man Joe D. So I think I'm ahead of everybody with Giolito, and I'm going to cash off of it. Mm-hmm. One spot that we haven't talked about though is, because we didn't know who was pitching, is the Marlins-Cubs game.
Okay, yes, right. And it is Cheng against Urena. I did not look at that. Did you look at that, Jim?
I did. I was curious to see. I didn't know anything about this kid.
Okay, while you analyze that game, I'm just going to sit here and neurose over the Yankees team total over for a minute or two while you analyze this game. Okay,
Campsite Killer says Yankees put up 5 or 6 tonight. Team total over. Native Queen, New York Yankees run line, if that helps.
Yes, thank you very much.
Jim Tobleson, Yankees money line. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so Jeng Ho Tseng, 23 years old, getting his second major league start. He started a game last year. He's been terrible in AAA Iowa. I was listening to Madden talk about how he didn't know who he was going to pick. I'm surprised this is the guy. He's just been lit up in AAA. 0-4, 8.04 ERA, 1.86 whip through 6 starts. So he's getting touchdown there. You'd think he's going to come up and pitch well. Now, I've seen quite a bit lately pitchers in hitters leagues with a mid-5 ERA or a high 4 ERA come up and pitch well, but this is bad. He was good in AA Chattanooga last year, 2.99 ERA, 1.14 whip. A free agent signing, not a highly touted prospect. I don't know what he's going to give you. The Cubs don't have Javier Baez in the lineup. He left with groin tightness. The Cubs had scored 3 or fewer runs before their offense caught fire. The wind is blowing in 68 Fahrenheit, and Urena has not looked very good. The Marlins are winning games without hitting. 225, 622 OPS. Urena has not pitched well against the Cubs in his career. I don't know what Tseng's going to give us. I don't even know what Urena is going to give us. I know that the Ace is very high on Urena. This is another game that I'm comfortably staying off.
Okay, I made a decision. I got to take the Yankees team total over. I'll take it. Over 4.5 minus 126 is the current line at Pinnacle. You're on the over on this game, right?
I'm on the full game over.
Right.
Yeah, I'm taking both teams here, but I could. I just don't feel like doubling up in this spot.
I hear you. I wouldn't either. Yes.
But I think that, to be honest with you, and I got the 8, which I really like. But looking back at my play, I would prefer that I had made a different decision. I would prefer of just fading Pomeranz. Mm-hmm. I think that I just have the vividness bias of what happened to Severino when he was in Boston last time up against Sale. And you guys predicted it. Mm-hmm. Tomor and you both predicted that that Severino was going to get touched, and he did, and it was impressive. Philip Cantalon on that play says, I know it's a bomb, but the Yankees have an advantage.
Yeah. Interestingly, in other news, the line in the Seattle-Toronto game is now headed back significantly in Seattle's direction, now up to plus 111 for Toronto at Bookmaker. So that's very interesting. That's interesting there. Line moved back in the opposite direction.
I get it. There's stuff going on that's outside of baseball in that game, and I could see people switching over, especially how well Paxton pitched last game. Sports Betting and Poker says, so Jimmy, you're on the White Sox. I'm only on the White Sox first 5. Mm-hmm. I trust. I like Giolito in this matchup, and I'm only going to take first 5s, and not taking more first 5s with teams with suspect bullpens. Has been hurting me, and it hurt me last time in Detroit, and it made me so angry in that Detroit game because I was in a perfect spot predicting how that game was going to bang out, and to lose late because the bullpen is shit really, really bothered me, and it was a mistake. I liked Fulmer. I should have taken Detroit on the first 5, and then I would be in double-digit units right now. The only other situation, and we briefly spoke on it, and I just wanted to kind of talk it out loud a little bit more, was I'm surprised Mike Minor is this big of a favorite, and I like the Rangers here, but I can't take the Rangers to cover a run line. I'm not going to take them -1.5, and they're such big favorites right now. I like the way Minor's been pitching. I think Fires is as Nostrachota put it, batting practice, but I just couldn't figure out a way to add this.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if you know what my advice would be to you on this one, not that I'm going to follow it, but in the same way that you're just doing an auto fade here with Coors Field, this looks like the same kind of situation, worth a shot with Detroit on the -1.5 line, on the alternative run line. Yeah, maybe they lose, maybe they win by 1, but probably if they win by more than 1, which they absolutely could win. And if they do win by more than 1, you will be getting a fat. That is spelled PHAT, fat line on the alternative run line here for Detroit. Let me find it. Plus 310.
Oof, that's an interesting spot for sure. I kind of like what both Randy Lockhart and Arthur Meade Jr. are doing. Randy Lockhart's on the Texas team total over 4.5, and Arthur Meade Jr. on the Texas team total over 1.5 first 5. I'm surprised that they're hanging a 1.5. Are they actually hanging a 1.5?
Where?
For the Texas Rangers team total over first 5.
For the Texas Rangers team total over Texas Rangers team total over first 5 innings.
Yes.
That's the first half. The Texas Rangers.
Yes.
I'm seeing a 3.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but if he got it, that's a good score to get. I don't trust the 3/4 of the Rangers infield's on the disabled list. I'm going to stay off that game. You know what? I like the card. In Marco Lou saying these are really pick'em games, but Rangers shouldn't be such a big fave. I agree with you completely. I like the games that I've stayed off. I feel good. I feel like I'm not just making plays to make plays, and then I'm off a ton of games. And I like the games that I'm on. I'm a little concerned doubling up on the Reds. Obviously, they're the worst team in baseball. But other than that, I feel like we're in a good spot.
Yeah, just 2 quick questions. I'm still thinking, even though the line has moved to the over pretty significantly for the White Sox-Pittsburgh game, I'm still thinking maybe unders in this one.
Let me get to it. Bill Butlicker had some spoiled guacamole for lunch, so he's not in the best spot right now.
Hey, Bill Butlicker, hope you're feeling better, pal. Hope you're feeling better, pal. You know what I'm thinking about, and even Ivan Nova, I'm thinking might be okay here. Moncada's out for the White Sox, isn't he?
You know, Nova should have a bounce back start. Nova's not as bad as he looked against the Nationals. I just think that I'm just trying to take Giolito right now with these plus numbers, and especially at home. But yeah, I do. I think the under might be a shrewd play. What line do you get on it?
Well, the full game would be there is a 9.5 available now, and I'm thinking about the first 5 innings, which would be 5 at plus 110. I mean, you're going to have both these guys have decent starts. You're a believer in Giolito.
I'm a believer in Giolito, but correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me, I should just Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen. How do you like them?
Let me find it. I think it's pretty average, but let me find it. If you really want me to open up my spreadsheet here, I will open it up. Just give me a. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'd rather take that 9.5 is pretty nice. Let me get to this game. Where the hell is it? Here we go. Wind's blowing in. I mean, softly. Nova's had a really good season. Other than that, you know, of those 8 runs, they got lit up in 4 2/3. Only 5 were earned. Always pitched well against the White Sox. You know what? I think that full game team total is a good addition to my card today.
Hako Schofield says no, Pete, over on the Chicago White Sox. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one, but I am starting to really think about taking a shot with Detroit -1 at a big underdog line. I know that Detroit just has not done well in Texas overall, and Fires is looking very vulnerable, but it just feels like the line is too high, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. And, you know, I think I'm not going to add anything, but I can understand that.
I am going to add it. I'm going to do it. What the hell? I'm going to take Detroit -1. The money line part of that will be plus 158 at BetOnline, and the alternative run line plus 310 at Bet365. So that's a big line there. If I'll win 2 units if they win by more than 1, and I'll lose a unit if they lose the game. But it just feels like anything could happen here. I know that in general Detroit doesn't do well when they go into Texas. I know Fires is bad, but just feels like a good spot to take a shot with a big alternative run line like that.
Yeah, no, I get it. It makes sense. You're going for a big score. It makes sense. And I think that's the card. If there was one thing, if we were going to say what play do you like the most, I really, I know it's going against the trends, but my God, I like this over 7 Diamondbacks Dodgers. I would say that's the play I'm liking the most right now. I really like it. I don't trust either pitcher, and you're going to hang a 7.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think here, but Houston second half I'm liking, and I'm liking that Milwaukee under 8. I am liking the Milwaukee under 8 with Kluber against Miley. Might even be worth a shot with the Milwaukee team total, although that would be a 3 at plus 105. Let's see if any comments are coming here. Molly Mal says Detroit sucks. Best of luck. Yes, I know. Isan Solfagari says mad props if Detroit cashes. Pete, that's people just kind of saying yeah. Alex says take over in Detroit. Nothing else. All right, if the game goes over, I'm going to probably, probably Texas wins 12-4, something like that. You know what I mean? I'll eat the unit, though. But
no, I like your play.
Okay, so let's wrap up MLB to review only the plays that we have added. Jim added Cincinnati team total over 5, Yankees over 8, and Dodgers over 7. I took a shot with Detroit -1. Might get burned on that one. Milwaukee under 8. I am liking that one. Cincinnati first 5 innings team total over and the full game over 5. Atlanta second half. Houston second half. Yankees team total over 4.5, and Baltimore -1. Betting on a bounce back start for Bundy. And I guess we're going to get to quickly to the Twitter segment. Do we have any tweets coming up, Larry? We do have a tweet.
Sweet.
Okay, and can I read them up here? Is this the tweet?
Okay, let's do it.
Is that tweet that's right there what the tweet is? Yes. That's the tweet. That's the tweet right there. All right, it's from Adam Grant. If you guys have a good bet, do you place it at multiple sports books or just the ones with the best odds? I'm not exactly sure what that means. I guess what he means is that if you have multiple sports books and if you bet it at just one, it would be like half of your account at that sports book.
I just simply take whatever's the best odds.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't use multiple outs. Absolutely, I would always use the one with the best odds. Absolutely, line shopping is imperative, and for the pros that would be a no-brainer play. The pros that I know would have absolutely no qualms about telling you how much they care about 1 cent here, 2 cents there. You'd be like, dude, you're considering yourself a pro gambler, and you really care about the difference between 1 cent and 2 cents, and they would be like, I absolutely do, and I'm damn proud of it. That's what they would say. They would absolutely say
absolutely. It makes perfect sense, especially like if you've seen how my personal 2018 has gone, because I'm way up units overall on the show, and I'm slightly down cash wise, and that's just line shopping.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a little spreadsheet one day and compare how your picks or just a random sampling of picks would do, taking just one book as opposed to line shopping and getting the best odds, you will start to see, it will be pretty eye-opening. You will start to see what the difference is over a long term, over a big span of bets. So yes, absolutely, getting the best odds at all times is one of the cornerstones of sports betting. Whether you're doing it professionally or just recreationally, no matter what you're doing, I would say always take the best odds, and especially if you have the option. Never take worse odds if you have the option of getting better odds. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Do we have another tweet, or is that it, Larry?
That's it, man.
Okay, thank you so much, Adam Grant, for that tweet. And now let's move on to the daunting. It's just 2 games. Can a card with just 2 games on it be daunting? I say yes. These are 2 daunting games from a handicapping perspective, Jim. Jim has already given an official play on this one. He gave Houston -11.5 in the morning show. How you feel about that?
I mean, in the regular season, I would be very uncomfortable and not like it. But here with D'Antoni, and I said it on this show that after that Game 2 loss, that if D'Antoni can't come up with a plan, knowing that Mitchell's not going to drive nonstop and he's going to try to distribute, and by distributing he's going to try to find Inglis and Crowder hitting threes. If you can't come up with a plan, then you shouldn't be coaching in the NBA. And he did. He came up with a plan to defend the perimeter, switching nonstop along the perimeter, and having no worry if they blow past you because Capella is protecting the rim. I love it. Paco Schofield says Rockets win by 20. I feel very comfortable here. The question is, for me, is Ralph Portwando exactly right on this under Golden State Pelicans 229? Is Mohamed Jomas feeling the right thing, saying Warriors Pelicans total still too high? That's my question, because I feel good with the Rockets. I just now how are the Jazz going to handle this now? I don't see how they do really, unless Gobert was what, a -32 last game. I just don't see an option now with them, and it's too bad. They had such a great season and they made it this far, and it's too bad that they're all banged up. Tomar said, I think Houston has figured Utah out. You take away the three, force them into the paint where Capella controls the middle. Capella can stay down low since Gobert can't shoot.
Okay. So. Antoine Seymour asked, Peter, Jimmy, you guys going to start capping WNBA? Antoine Seymour, I can't guarantee you that all the parts of my brain will still be working when WNBA comes around in about 10 days, but that is certainly my intent. It is certainly my intent to handicap WNBA.
At this point, and I was thinking about this a lot yesterday, it's my intent not to.
Okay, that's totally fine.
I want to focus on. I want to do more horses, and I'm worried that it'll just be too much. I'm going to be listening.
Yes,
I'm going to be listening and studying, but at least to start the season, I'm not going to be hammering.
And sometimes, listen to me again, Jim. Sometimes people who are completely not handicapping a sport at all and just handicapping analysts can have some of the best edges on a game, because you start to really understand and get a sense for analysts when they're doing something right, when they're doing something wrong, and you not handicapping a game, just sitting there listening, might wind up being the most valuable thing of all.
That's interesting. Yeah. So it's not that I'm not. I just to start the season, I'm not going to be really grinding away. I'm going to focus on. We got the Triple Crown, and then we're going to have huge Grade 1 stakes races all summer long, especially in Saratoga. I really want to be hammering Saratoga all summer, so I'm going to really need to study that. And Zigzag Man says I like the over in Golden State game. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. Now, and of course, who had this great point of and he was bang on, saying that. That the backdoor cover is in huge effect, and you're absolutely right. Who was it? It was right around here, but whoever. Oh yes, our man Parlay Poppy. No, of course, 11.5 backdoor cover is we're very susceptible. Anybody back in the Rockets very susceptible to the backdoor cover.
King Rail in the morning said he liked the first half over at 118, I believe. Or was it King Rail or someone else? Someone said they liked the first half over on the Golden State game.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe
118 was what it was in the morning.
Yeah. And Brian Watson wondering if anybody likes that. Antoine Seymour likes Jay Harden solo over 30.5. Lamont Williams, our man Lamont says, Peter and Jimmy, Golden State is hot. New Orleans Pelicans not. Golden State wins the game and under. Mm-hmm. There's no question that change in the starting five was a big deal, and we've seen it in the playoffs before. You insert Iguodala into the lineup, and he's just a do everything defensive point guard.
Tom Reno says, you think New Orleans has slowed down the tempo, but they played fast all year. They're playing fast now. I'm on the first half over.
Yeah, and Tilo says, yes, Pete, go on fire so I can handicap you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and a handicapper is doing well or badly can be equally valuable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I had this hater on Twitter, last week, saying that I was working for the books, fade me nonstop, and then I go 8 for 9 on Friday in MLB, and then hit the Derby, and now I'm up $1,000 in May, and he can drink.
Very nice.
I'm trying to clean up my act a little bit. I don't know how, but in saying all that, Iguodala is a huge asset to that starting five, and Tomar had a good point. He said that because I mentioned how the Warriors were outscoring the Pelicans bench 134-95, and he's saying, well, that doesn't really matter because the Warriors are actually playing their bench and the Pelicans are not. But that's sort of my point. Anthony Davis playing 39.3 minutes a game, Drew Holiday playing 38.2 minutes a game. Although we've seen LeBron do it, I just don't think it's a good move for a very tough series.
Melas Palas Way suggesting New Orleans first quarter and first half over. That's what I was suggesting in the morning as well. And Khalif Lee suggesting Utah team total under 98. I was suggesting that as well.
I even said that to my friend Ed, who works here, who's huge into basketball. I even said to Ed, I was like, what do you think of that team total under? And he just kept saying, that's very appealing. That's very appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very appealing. There's no question about it. That team total is very appealing. Has it changed?
I don't think so. I mean, the sides and the totals haven't really changed. I'll quickly check here. Just quickly checking here. Nope. Almost zero movement on that line. 98.5 minus 124 at Pinnacle right now. It was minus 122 in the morning, and most other places are at 98.
Wow. Wow, and people are on both sides of this over and under. It's very interesting seeing it. It's not everybody's on one side or the other. And Tomar says, I agree. That's why I don't trust New Orleans to score in the fourth.
Well, the market is still very conflicted here on this total, on where this total should be. 207.5, 208, and 208.5 are all widely available numbers. The books that like the over, Heritage all the way up at 208.5, Bookmaker solid in the middle at 208, and Pinnacle and Bet365 and the Greek and BetOnline all at 207.5. So more opinions on the under, but certainly Heritage liking the over, and a lot of other books at 208.5. So uncertainty here at market wide where this total should be.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm barely keeping my head in the positive units right now. I'm not going to. I would lean under, but I'm not going to do that. Now, there's a big talk about Todd Raymond coming in saying that there might be a pitching change in New York, that Vargas might not be pitching, and all our plays would then be moot.
Yep, that's right. If that's the case, then no harm, no foul. They just get canceled, and not a big deal. Not a big deal. We don't have to look into that right now, though, Jim.
No, I don't see that anywhere, though. I've got Vargas pitching here, so I don't see that. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm in a good spot in the MLB. I like the card a lot, and we're doing quite well over our last few days. And I'm fine with just the one play on the NBA.
Okay, that's it for me. I'm not going to give any plays, although I would have a lean to New Orleans first half and maybe first quarter as well, and a lean, I guess, to the Utah team total under at 98 or 98.5. But no official plays for me. Just one from Jim at minus 11.5. He's taking Houston to absolutely roll tonight, and we can wrap this game up. Are we doing? No,
we do have Larry's.
Okay.
Larry's play of tomorrow.
Okay, I'll move over.
Very big on Friday. Will it hit again, Larry? Will it hit again? And what are you up to? I'm very interested. What is Larry up to?
What's up, guys? I'm hitting Finland minus 2.5 in the IIHF.
Finland minus 2.5 in the IIHF.
Exactly.
IIHF World
Denmark.
Championships
Yes.
against Denmark.
I have to.
What are the odds?
Minus 115. They're playing against Denmark. Minus 2.5.
Well, shit, Larry.
Okay. All right.
Larry's play of tomorrow, which may be called Larry's play of the future. Who knows? But right now, Larry's play of tomorrow is Finland minus 2.5 at minus 115 over Denmark. Denmark is the only thing going well for Denmark is Freddie Anderson, so that's a very exciting play. Wow, Larry, get that bacon, Larry.
Get that bacon, Larry. And on that note,
man,
we can wrap the show up, huh? Thank you so much to all the commenters. As always, we'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.